Welcome students, this is video 4 in our countdown to the STAR test. Today we're going to talk about direct and inverse variations. Let's start with direct. The equation for direct variation is y equals kx, which is basically mx plus b without the b. So it's y equals mx or y equals kx. Okay. K is found through division, so a lot of times we'll tell kids that direct means divide. We find k by dividing the y from the x. Okay? The graphs for direct variation are straight lines and they must go through the origin. So that's an example of a direct variation. That's an example of a direct variation. And that's an example of a direct variation. It must go through the origin and be a straight line. Some examples of problems with direct variation. You could have a table, and they could give you something like 2, 8, 3, 12, and 4, 16. And they could ask you, what is the equation of this? And so you take all of the y's and you divide them by the x's. So 8 divided by 2 is 4, 12 divided by 3 is 4, 16 divided by 4 is 4. If those are all the same, it is a direct variation, and then our equation is y equals, this is our k, 4x. Okay. If we're asked to solve problems using this, they'll give us things like if x is 3 and y is 9 in a direct variation, what would y equal if x equals 10. Okay? And so I think the best strategy is to set up your own little table, x, y. So we're told that this is 3 and this is 9. And we're told that this is 10 and we're looking for this. And so all we do is divide y by x. So 9 divided by 3 equals 3. So we ask ourselves, what divided by 10 equals 3? And the answer is 30 divided by 3 equals 10. Okay? And so when you look at it, you're just doing 3 times 3 is 9, 10 times 3 is 30. So you could ask yourself, 10 times this k would get you that. Inverse variation is y equals k over x. The significant part about this is this x is always on the bottom on this thing. Okay? In an inverse situation, it is about multiplication, and so k is found by multiplying x times y. The graph of these look like this, or like this. They got ever so close to that line, but don't touch it. This was the moving books problem that we did in class. If you had 20 books to move, 20 books divided by one person takes 20 trips. But if you make a friend, 20 books divided by 2 people is 10 trips. And if you get all the way up to 20 people, it only takes 1 trip to get all the books across the room. Some problems that deal with that, they might give you a table and ask you what's the equation of it. So you might see something like 5, 7, 10, 11, and let's see. Let's say we want, let's just get rid of that one. And let's do 7 here, 5 here, and 3.5 there. So in these, you just multiply your x times your y. So 5 times 7 is 35, 7 times 5 is 35, and 10 times 3.5 is 35. So the equation of this would be 35 over x. If you had 35 books to move, it would take 5 people, 7 trips. 7 people, 5 trips. 10 people, it would take 3.5 trips. Okay? You might also be asked to fill in missing things. So you might be given a table and say, if x is 3 and y is 6, if y is 9, what is x? And so 3 times 6 is 18. This also has to equal 18, so 18 divided by 9 gives you the 2 that goes there. That's it.